TIFU by accidentally pulling out my GFs tampon while watching TV. Yesterday evening my GF and I thought it would be nice to watch Lord of the Rings after coming home quite late. After approximately 4 hours I was really tired and couldn't think straight anymore. She had her strawberry week so she was plugged, which I frankly didn't care too much about. We just came along the credits in the movie and I was casually stroking her banana when I realized there is a thread hanging somewhere. I thought it's just a random thread from the blanket, you know, the ones hanging from some clothes. I think it was muscle reflexes or something like this. My tired brain didn't think at all and I just pulled hard without realizing of what I just did. My girlfriend said, "WTF are you do?" and it was already out creating a mess everywhere until I realized what actually happened. After explaining that I thought it's from the blanket, my GF couldn't stop laughing and I felt quite ashamed. Made up the bed right after and went to sleep right next to my still giggling GF. TL, doctor, accidentally unplugged my girlfriend while watching a movie creating a mess in my bed. Edit, wow, my first gold and first silver. Thank you kind stranger. Edit 2, and platin. Thanks a lot guys. Now the real question is, which Elot movie were you watching, and were you watching theatrical or extended? Return of the King extended. Lord of the Strings. I almost pulled out an IUD because I thought it was a long hair or something up in there. I had the wire or thread or whatever wrapped around my index finger and before I pulled, I realized I might want to ask. Lol. That could have gone badly. There was a TIFU from a girl a while back who got drunk and thought she forgot to take out her tampon. Ended up pulling out her IUD. At least she didn't catch you jerking it to her sister in a VR headset. Zucchini, that was a hard one to read, totally felt ashamed even reading this TIFU. That's the first time anyone ever addressed Shark Week as Strawberry Week. Period is too painful to romanticize it, but whatever works for you. BTW, this is just hilarious. At least she's not mad at you, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face. He calls it Strawberry Week but in German everything sounds a bit more aggressive. TIFU by announcing to my daughter that I only shave my vag when her dad is due home. This literally just happened about an hour ago and had me and my husband alternating between cringing and embarrassed, and giggling like a couple of immature school children. For context, my husband works away at sea for weeks at a time. He is due to leave later today, so is busy getting organized and packed up ready to go. He realized that he had ran out of razor blades, so being the loving wife that I am, I offered him one of my unused razor blades to tide him over until he can buy more on the mainland. He commented that he didn't want to leave me short, and I assured him that that wouldn't be the case as I use an epilator on my legs and underarms, and only shave my foo-foo when he's due home. Cue my daughter walking into the kitchen at that exact moment and awkwardly making eye contact with me before walking back out the way she had come. TL, doctor, basically the title, and the fact that my 13-year-old daughter has learned a bit more about her mother than probably either of us are comfortable with her knowing. Alternative TL, doctor, courtesy of you/no ultimam, you made a boo-boo about your foo-foo because you wanted to screw and now there is nothing you can do. ETA, I'm loving all the pet names for genitalia. This reminds me of the time the kids I babysat told me that their parents shave each other in the shower and my teenage self was so weirded out. I still meet with the family and I'll be honest, the couple has a chemistry and partnership that I don't see that often, so I hope they're still shaving each other in the shower. One of the oddest hopes I've seen. I'd rather take your story than my parents telling me the exact date I was conceived. Lol, that day is now ruined forever. My mother told me I was conceived in a bathtub on Valentine's Day after a bottle of champagne. My mother-in-law told me that my fiancé had a bigger wiener than his 2 older brothers when he was born. I'm cursed by cringy monthers. Foo-foo fighters. I wonder if my kid ever worked out why I get lazy and let my beard grow out approximately 1 week each month. Ha ha. He totally does too. TIFU by masturbating in front of my entire family. This happened a week ago, but the awkwardness is still as strong as ever. Stress has always gotten to me pretty easily, but the last few weeks or so have really been something else. Aside from major examinations coming up, pressure to do well from my family and a severe lack of sleep, sometimes less than 5 hours a night, my wisdom teeth were also getting removed in a few days, which I was extremely anxious about. Altogether, I was having a pretty bad time coping with it all, so, being the coconut teenager I am, I often find solace in my coconut and its best buddy, my right arm. So, upon returning after getting my teeth removed in what seemed like a dream, I lay down in my living room with my family, watching TV. I dozed off a couple of times, and was generally quite disoriented. Being both high off anesthetics and tired is not a good combination, and after waking feeling drowsier than ever, the upcoming exams dawned on me once again, especially since I had done next to no study at the time. Not really caring to face the problems that troubled me, I decided to reunite the dynamic duo, that being my right arm and my beloved butternut, and forget about it all. And so off I went. Except I forgot one thing. I was still in the living room, in full view of my entire family. Somehow, my gassed up, tired brain managed to convince me that I was not in fact sitting with my family by our TV, but was instead comfortably laying in bed, in my own room. I don't really understand how or why it happened. A few seconds in and I began to notice the puzzled eyes that curiously seemed to be looking right at me, with expressions that transitioned from shock at my brazen meat smashing, to anger and outrage, accompanied with intense giggling. I snapped out of it, of course, realizing the insanity of my actions, and beheld the pure, unfiltered embarrassment I put myself in. I'm not going to talk about what happened next, as I don't want to relive the next few moments. My father is just disappointed. He hasn't talked to me much recently, and the long awkward silences on the drives home are not too pleasant. My mother believes that we should embrace my sexuality, and is potentially setting up a group therapy session as I write this. And I'm just studying my coconut off, pouring through books. It's a good excuse to be alone. Find myself hoping that none of it really happened, that maybe I was just dreaming while I was gassed up. But it did happen, and boy does my life suck right now. TL doctor returned from dentist gassed up, beat my meat while in front of my whole family. I now live in shame. Congratulations /you/known pay. This post has been voted by our community Discord as the fuck up of the week. Just maintain that you were high off your coconut when it happened and things should go back to normal eventually. He should do it again when he's not high. Dad is just jealous he's never had the guts to do it in front of everyone. This would be way more awkward if you actually finished. Yes, but he does say he won't recount the next few moments. Edit, oh man, I really did not intend on prompting these ensuing comments lol. Sorry op. I would have laughed so much it would have hurt. And then I would have told you not to worry, we've all done stupid things under the influence and laughed some more. Your parents really need to calm down. Fuck the stories I've seen and heard about from people getting put under at the dentist. I really hope I haven't said or done anything stupid or embarrassing. After my surgery I was semi-aware, and realized I was about to start saying stupid things, so forced myself to repeatedly say beep beep until the drugs wore off.